Oh, you already know what this one's going to be, baby.
You already know what this one's going to be.
Okay. So, oh man.
It's going to pause it like that.
So, let's say, make art ugly. Check. In the process. Make porn free. Check. Make God a joke. Check. Poison the food. Check. Actually, I'm going to use this. Make dads optional. Check. Make politicians rich. Check. Make money worthless. Check. Make buildings oppressive. Check. Make men and women compete. Check. Make children hate their ancestors. Check. This is how you destroy society.
And by the way, this isn't just for one.
This is how you make any person destroy any society. This is
actively happening. It's not natural.
This is not a natural system that is just, oh, this has just happened.
It is not. It is incredibly artificial.
And it is and you can figure this out
by just following money and last names. That's all I'm going to say. Money and last names will tell you literally everything you need to know.
This is not a natural circumstance. And this is also a very good checklist because, yes, it's like, oh, all these bad things. But look, this is how you destroy it.
How do you rebuild it? Or how do you rebirth it?
Make art beautiful.
Ban porn.
I don't care. People say you don't need porn.
Just get a girlfriend. Okay? Just get a girlfriend.
Okay? Which will be easier when we make
men and women stop competing and we just actually appreciate each other.
Because this is
ridiculous.
This is so far out of the natural order. Making buildings less oppressive.
Easy. We have tons of architects here.
Make money worthless.
That's a little bit trickier.
That's going to take some finagling.
Make politicians rich. If you're going to be a politician,
I firmly believe this. If you're going to be a politician,
all the money you have previously made in your life, it can go to your family. But you, as a politician, need to be an isolated entity.
So if you own any businesses
need to be given up. Any other passports to any other countries immediately need to be given up. Or, citizenships. That's what I meant.
Immediately need to be given up.
If you are a politician, if you are a leader of the people of the United States, and you are saying, I'm a representative of this group of humans, and I'm here to make them better, you need to literally devote your existence to it. If you wanted to live life to the fullest and all that kind of stuff, you should have done it before you decided to be a leader of the free world. That means you are a servant. You are serving the people. You're acting in the people's best interest. And you getting as rich as possible is not in the people's best interest. It will never be in the people's best interest. It will always lead to you betraying the people, because you can only serve one God.
This is how it works.
And if you serve money, you will betray the people. You will never be able to have two masters, and you will not be able to serve the people if you are serving money. You won't. It's not possible, because there will always be a sneaky way in. You know what I'm saying?
And people might be like, well, actually, if you're...
Whoa. I don't know what happened, brother. Maybe I was getting a little too carried away with my stuff there.
Anyways, back to what I was saying.
You can't serve two masters.
Okay. Okay. Dads, make dads optional.
Yeah, that's disgusting that we've done that. That's disgusting.
Like that needs to be changed. The poisoning and making dads are literally the foundation of the whole society. You don't have men, you don't have a society. End of story. The women are just going to go somewhere else. That's a fact. Not even trying to talk shit on women. It's just like what you guys do. It's fine. Like, women have their own way of utilizing, their strengths. But if all men leave, society crumbles. Okay? That's just what happens. The whole feminism thing, when corporate America goes down with the integration of AI, feminism is going to have a very hard time adapting, because a lot of those jobs are designed in a way that make it actually possible for women. But women aren't going to all of a sudden become steel workers and plumbers and construction workers. That's not what they're going to want to do. Okay? Maybe some will learn AI, yeah, for sure. And be business owners, for sure. Will most? No. Most men won't do that. Most women are not going to do that. And they're going to have a very hard time adapting. And the reason I bring this up is because dads are so important, because they are literally the grounding agent to a family, and women are the life-bringing agent to a family. Very important. If you get rid of one, the whole thing collapses. Okay? You get rid of the women, it collapses. You get rid of the men, it collapses. All feminism has done is convince women that basically they're so mighty that they can have the whole system themselves and there will never be any problems. And they're just that great. That is, if there's ever like a relation to Adam and Eve, like, you know, if you're thinking biblically, that is the most symbolic temptation of the apple ever. It's like basically saying, you can do this. Your ego is so big that you're like, yeah, I can eat that apple and do it all. You should not ever think that. Is it possible? Absolutely. It can be done. But the stress that it causes is not a fair trade. My mom was a single mother. And honestly, I love her to death. She did an amazing job, by the way. Amazing job. But the stress it put her under was traumatic. It gave her cancer. Like, and she survived, and she's doing perfectly, and she's great health, thank you God. But like, why would you want that? Why would you want that? Like, every situation is different, but we should not be promoting it in any way, shape, or form. It should not be promoted. You should not hate on single moms. I'm not even saying that. You should have respect for them if they do a good job, obviously. But making dads optional is literally a terrible idea. Making food poison, don't even get me started on this one. This is the most fixable of all problems, because other countries, most of our countries on earth don't have poison food. And they're not even 1/40th as rich as the United States. If we can do it, we can do it times 100. We can make food that makes you a superhuman. And we're just choosing not to. That will actually make me mad. We're not going to talk about that. Make God a joke. If you have a country that doesn't have God, your country will fail. That's the truth. Everybody has their own kind of interpretation of which God they're doing, but it doesn't matter. The point of having a God is what allows for the possibility of freedom. Okay? Because we have like this inherent like will to like freedom and, you know, power in the United States and ambition, which is good. But you need God as a part of that, because if you don't, the freedom will just turn into a lust for like domination over others and like hedonistic kind of activities and just drinking and partying, because technically freedom includes all those things, right? But when you remove God from it, you're removing the internal selective restraint to those things. You know what I mean? Like, because if you're trying to be more godly, I'm not saying you're not going to party. I'm not saying you're not going to have sex. I'm not saying you're not, obviously. But you're not going to go out and get blasted drunk every weekend and do a line of coke and then do whatever. You're not going to have rampant cheating like we have now, where, I mean, I know hundreds of guys, and I probably 95% of them have been cheated on, which is crazy. They don't all know it, but I do. It's really bad. It's really bad. It's really bad how common it is. And a lot of them have cheated. Less, though, of the guys that I know than the guys who've been cheated on. Could be, like, just the people I ended up having to know, or it could be just how, but, I mean, it's not even that unpopular. If you just go literally anywhere online in the more recent generations, it's just like, oh, yeah, cheating. Just, like, super normal. It shouldn't be normal. It should be one of the worst things you can possibly do in your life, because you're basically breaking a sacred vow. Okay, and a lot of people, men and women, are going to be really upset. They're like, it's not that deep. It is that deep. That's the whole point. The whole point of like getting into a relationship, you know, is you're trying to build something, right? And basically by cheating, you're literally saying, I'm giving up on this and I'm giving it to somebody else and I'm betraying you. That's essentially what you're saying. And certain people have different interpretations of what that means. But I'm talking, in this specific moment, I'm talking about the physical act, okay? Because there's like all these other things. I'm not going to get into the nuance of it. But it's rampant in our culture. And that will 1,000% destroy the country you're in. People might say it's not that deep. It's absolutely that deep, because the fact of the matter is, if you have family units or units of people or relationships that do not trust each other, you will not fight for each other.
You will not die for each other. You will not even be faithful to each other.
You certainly won't
sacrifice for each other. You can't even sacrifice for just keeping, your shit together with your own partner. You really expect them to fight, die, kill, and spend their livelihood and money for you? Like, that's a dumb ask. And it's become too rampant. And there's a lot of reasons why, obviously, technology, dating apps, these kind of things, social media. But this is like something, like, ladies, you got to own up to it. You guys are definitely the gatekeepers to sex. It's not just the men. It's not just the men at all. And I know girls know that, because I'm starting to see a lot more girls come out online and take accountability, which is great. But they're noticing some other girls are acting. And you have to realize, every single your girlie or your girlfriend goes out, sleeps with another guy, and then cheats on that guy. It's not just doing damage to that one guy. It's damaging, like, multiple others, because that ruins the guys. Especially men do have this tendency to where they're really, really faithful and loyal, usually, to the first few women they're with. And then after that, they lose so much ability to trust women, because women can literally look you in the eyes and tell you all these things, and you trust them, because ultimately, as the guy in the relationship, you're literally dedicating your life and giving it to her, and she's this is usually how it is. Not every girl's. I've dated girls this is not how it is at all. They're great women and they do all these things. I'm just speaking from this perspective. And the women, or you're giving everything to the women. And when a girl cheats, when you do that already, you're basically saying, oh, if I sacrifice my life for you, you are literally going to turn around at the second of any minor inconvenience and betray me. And that sticks into a guy's head, because men are efficient. Men are trying to make sense of the world and create these maps. And if we come across these patterns too many times in a row, which is what you're seeing right now, men will opt out. They're like, oh, this is dumb. Because also in the current way we have it with divorce, you can do that and then you get half of everything we've ever built in our entire existence, and you get it. That's dumb. Men are just like, oh, I'm just not going to do this. And this will not benefit anyone, because what it eventually is going to lead men to do is either opt out completely, which we're seeing right now, or men are just going to start running harems. I'm going to be totally honest. That's literally what's going to happen, because men are going to be like, oh, I just don't want to commit, and I don't trust any of these women, so I'm just going to have sex with a bunch of them and have a bunch of kids. Okay, that's what's going to happen. And women are going to be mad about it, but it doesn't matter if women are mad about it or not, because nobody's going to commit to you. And if you sleep with a bunch of men, the men in other countries aren't going to want you either, because men usually value women who have not slept with a bunch of men more often than not. Okay? And this isn't something to freak out about. It's just be aware of it. It's women usually prefer men who have enough money to take care of themselves, who are competent, who are charming, who are charismatic, who are in shape, who know how to talk to women, who know how to flirt. Women prioritize certain things, and so do men. And that's something they do. So it's putting you guys in an unfortunate situation. And I'm not even trying to blame women. I think women have been misled by a lot of stuff, specifically with modern feminism, and it's really unfortunate. But it's take awareness of it now. And women, especially if you're a woman who's older, tell the younger women to not do what your generation did. It's not cool. If you are telling them, yeah, just go out, do all this stuff, who cares, fuck, man. If you're telling them that, you are literally poisoning an entire generation of young women, and you should be ashamed, because that is literally a horrible thing to tell a woman. Why would you do that? You're setting them up for heartbreak. Every guy knows, and every girl knows. When you sleep with, if you're a woman when you're younger and you sleep with somebody, you're gonna have feelings for them. You're going to catch feelings. More often than not, maybe not every time, but a lot, you're going to be like, oh, I really care about this guy. Yeah, that's the bond. That's the whole point. That's the bond forming. That's what that is. You don't want to incentivize to keep re-breaking this bond over and over and over and over. It's not good. It doesn't help. And I'm speaking on this, I'm not trying to speak on it from a moral point of view. I'm putting it on a societal point of view, because in a society, the more of those bonds you have, it's like a giant pelt or a giant chain link fence. And every time you have those links that are strong, it makes this foundation under the society that connects all these chain links and holds the whole society up. You see what I'm saying? So when something falls, like a problem on the society, it either bounces off or barely makes any dent. But what we have is a society with a ton of shitty, broken links. I'm not talking about women, just talking about relationships between men and women in general, which this talks about. And when those links are broken, it makes things just be able to, boom, rip holes in the society. And then you get a society that slowly starts to crumble unless we repair those links. Hope that was useful for you.